So today we'll be talking about the human immunodeficiency virus, or what we call HIV. Hey guys, welcome back to Nikki at your Cervix. It's your girl Nikki here, and if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit my subscribe button, turn my post notification bell on so you can get an update every time I have a new release. And follow me on Instagram at Nikki_at_your_cervix for lots more interesting content. So, an acute HIV infection is basically the first stage of HIV, and it lasts until the body creates little antibodies, or what we call little soldiers, to fight off the virus. So this acute HIV infection develops as early as 2 to 4 weeks after someone contracts HIV. So unlike other viruses, which our body's immune system can normally fight off, with the HIV virus, our body cannot remove it from our immune system. So over time, this virus will then attack and destroy our immune cells and leave our immune system unable to fight off even other infections and other diseases. And a key thing to note is that HIV is not the same thing as AIDS. It's important to also know that it's possible for you to contract HIV from a person in the acute stage, because this time is when the virus is replicating and multiplying very fast, and so you can contract it very easily. So let's talk about how can one contract HIV. So the most common way to contract HIV is due to unprotected intercourse, but there are many other ways to contract it, and I'm going to tell you. So another way to contract it is due to contaminated blood transfusion or blood product. Another thing is to share needles or syringes with someone living with HIV. Another way to contract HIV is due to pregnancy or breastfeeding. If the mother has HIV, it can be transmitted to the child. And lastly, it can also be contracted due to blood, semen, vaginal fluids, or anal secretions containing HIV. It's also important to note that HIV is not transmitted due to physical contact, such as hugging, kissing, holding hands, or even sharing food utensils. And the saliva does not transmit HIV. So if you kiss somebody, their spit itself does not contain HIV. So what are some of the symptoms that you get when you do have HIV? Well, these symptoms are very non-specific because they're very similar to the flu or other viral illnesses. So that's why most persons don't know when they actually contracted the virus. So what are other symptoms you can get? Well, you can get a rash, you can get a fever, you can get chills, headaches, sore throat, night sweats. When you're sleeping at night, you're waking up very wet. You can get loss of appetite, you don't want to eat anymore. You can get ulcers or sores in the mouth or on the mouth, on the genital areas or the private parts. You can have swollen lymph nodes, or what we call Watson canals, muscle aches, or even diarrhea. Not all symptoms may be present, and many people with HIV don't have any symptoms. So you can have some of those symptoms and you have HIV, or you can have none at all and you still do have HIV. So it's important to reach out to your doctor if you have any of these symptoms, as well as if you believe you were in a situation where you may be exposed to HIV. You will get tested by your doctor, and with this, it's important to note a negative test does not mean that you don't have HIV. We have to do one test first. If that comes negative, and then you can do another test in the next 3 months or the next 6 months to confirm that you don't have HIV, because some of the time the viral load of the virus itself is not high enough to be recognized by the test. So we'd advise for you to test again in 3 months and in 6 months to confirm that you do not have HIV. And during these times, it's very important to have protected intercourse in the instance that you're still continuing to have intercourse. So how does one treat HIV? Well, it's very important to note that early treatment with antiretroviral is very important to minimize the virus's effect on your immune system. We now also have advanced treatments such as what we call the PrEP to help you from transmitting HIV to your partner. Your viral load can be so low, it's even undetectable. So it's important to be on your medication and be compliant to your antiretroviral medication. Other things you can do is eat a healthy, balanced diet, practicing safe sex with condoms and other barrier methods, reducing your level of stress, avoiding exposure to infections and viruses that can affect your immune system, because your body itself immune system have a harder time to fighting these off, as well as exercising on a regular basis, stay active and still practicing your hobby, reducing and avoiding alcohol, using clean needles when injecting drugs, stopping smoking, and all of that just to improve your overall well-being. So what's the general outlook? It's also important to know that there is no cure for HIV, but treatment allows people with HIV to live a long, happy, and healthy life. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for lots more interesting content.